Hi, my name is Tracy Addington.
Hi, I'm Julie Ardito.
We wanted to talk to you today a little bit about reading comprehension, which is understanding what you're reading while you're reading the story, maybe at the beginning, the middle, and the end. So reading comprehension makes me think a lot about when kids get home from school. You ever have your child walk in the door and you ask the question, "What happened with your day today, honey? How did your day go?" And they're like, "Fine, good."
What'd you do?
Nothing, right? So those are the kind of questions that we hear a lot of the time, but what we'd like to do to help build reading comprehension is to ask open-ended questions that kind of require a little bit of deeper thinking, and it provides us a lot more understanding, and it shows us what your child is learning from a book. So we have a book here with us today. I bet you know it, The Three Little Pigs. It's very familiar to all of us. And Julie and I are going to talk about some different kinds of questions that we could ask with this story.
Absolutely. In kindergarten, we tend to start with, who are the characters? Tell me the characters in the story. So obviously in The Three Little Pigs are the three pigs and then the big bad wolf. And that leads into, well, what happened at the beginning of the story? I'm not going to go through the whole story, you all know, the beginning, the middle, and the end. And then we talk about what we call the problem or solution, or the conflict in the story. And that's where a lot of deep conversation can come in, especially in kindergarten, the conflict, what was the conflict? And they talk about the big bad wolf and what the three little pigs did. What's interesting is that depending on the version of the story that you read, but that's a whole nother video, how we could talk about different versions of the story. Good questions to ask is, why do you think the wolf blew down the house? Whenever you ask the why do you think and throw the word you in, it forces the child then to think. In kindergarten, this is brand new for the children, and it's not an easy thing for them to do. So a lot of practice is so important.
In first grade, we're going to take, again, those skills that they learned in kindergarten, and we're going to apply them and learn some new things. And again, we're going to want to use those open-ended questions that give us a broader answer, like, can you make a prediction? What's going to happen next? And ask them that, but then you could say, why do you think that's going to happen? That'll clue you in to whether they're really understanding what's happening in the story.
So you might ask, well, why do you think the first little pig made his house out of straw? Why do you think the third little pig made his out of brick? And eventually the kids really begin to understand, and they're able to put it into words for you. That's the goal, is for them to be able to explain it without too many questions from us, so that they're doing it much more independently.
Absolutely. Another good question that you can ask your child while reading or at the end of the story is, you can ask them, what lesson can you learn from the story? That leads us to deeper questions like, why did the author write this book? What's the purpose of it? And different books obviously will have different purposes. This is a fairy tale, and often they have a lesson for us to learn in that. So that would be a great way to stretch that open-ended question and really support their comprehension, because just like Julie said, it is a new skill. They really do need time to practice that and build their confidence and to know how to do that. Another thing that you can do at home is, reverse roles. In school, I call it teacher, and we play a little game where I pretend that I'm the student and let the student be the teacher. But at home, you can let them take the lead and ask you questions so that you're modeling it to them, and it helps teach them what to expect and what to look for when they're practicing their reading comprehension.
As always, if you have any questions, reach out to your child's teacher.
Absolutely, we're here to help. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching.